Welcome to Arts Beyond Museums. I'm Khan, I'm your curator for this series. Today, Art Beyond Museums comes to Arab Street of the Kampung Glam area. Now, this area is where early settlers come to gather and settle, predominantly Malays, predominantly Arabs and Persians. Now, since we are talking about Master Yun's Feng Shui art, the relationship of the Chinese civilization and the Middle Eastern countries actually go back even much more further than that. How long ago it was? Well, probably as early as when the Silk Road was discovered, probably about 2000 plus years ago. It was through the Silk Road when the Chinese civilization, the Chinese empire back then, and the Middle Eastern countries, the Persian nations, Persian empires, they connected, enhanced each other through commerce and cultural exchange. Well, just like Master Yun's Feng Shui painting I have with me here, this is the Gush of Prosperity. The code is PBK3051. Now we know Master Yun's Feng Shui art, yes, it's predominantly a Chinese painting of sorts, but it has gone to many different parts of the world to exhibit, in a sense, bringing what the Chinese civilization has to all around the world, to Bangkok, to Spain, to Netherlands, and so on. And of course, that we have known for many episodes, that in Master Yun's art, there are many different elements where it's actually an interaction of different cultures, of different elements at play. We can see that there's gold and silver. We can see that there's some modern techniques going on. Pretty much, this might just be like a piece of work that it's a product or a produce or a result of the mixing of the interaction of cultures that happen along the entire Silk Road. And you know, when you expand your market and you expand your cultural horizon like this, you might just have a gush of prosperity because no longer you are being restricted to the market or the cultures you have in one place, but you're being connected through the Silk Road and getting prosperity from all over the place. And no, speaking about this Silk Road that connects the Chinese culture and civilization with what happened in Middle East, what happened in the Persian Empire long ago, you know, our Art Beyond Museum, this series, feels like a new Silk Road. We are bringing different cultures, we are bringing different unique points and places you might not even know to you. And you don't even have the right to camel to experience all this. You just have to watch this and experience, you know, like the head of cane in Juchat, Japanese food, great beer. And today at Arab Street, we are going to experience something else. Let's go. Well, before we go any further, for friends, if you're new with us, who is Master Yun and who is this painter that we are talking about? Now, this is Master Yun. Master Yun is a 6th generation Feng Shui master in his family, and since young, he has been painting and gotten many different awards. I'm sure by now you know that in 2019, China CCTV came to make a huge and long documentary about Master Yun and his contributions, achievements in Feng Shui and Feng Shui arts. And up to now, Master Yun is the only artist to have ever exhibited on the Great Wall of China. In many other episodes of Art Beyond Museums, we have been showing you the series of paintings that have gone to the Great Wall of China. But today, I'm showing you something different. Right next to me, this is the painting, one of the paintings that really went up to the Great Wall of China. We were just saying that Master Yun is the only artist, after 3,500 years, the only artist who have exhibited on the Great Wall of China. On the Great Wall of China, Master Yun exhibited about 59 paintings, and this is one of them. Not just the same series, but this is the exact one. I can't emphasize this enough. Here, I have with me Glory of the Golden Arrows and Silver Rain. In Chinese, it sounds even better. 金剑银羽的荣华 GWC 017. Let's talk about the price first. The price of this painting that has went up to the Great Wall of China is $158,868. Now, I'm sure what you can see on the video, just by looking at this, it feels very different from the He Tian Fu Li Tu that we talked about. This is painted on silk. we were just talking about Silk Road, how it connects different civilizations, how it connects different cultures. This painting that went up to the Great Wall of China, the canvas is not Dongba paper, it's silk. Now, and because it's painted on silk, the texture of the gold and silver are very different. And also, somehow, this painting or those paintings that went up to the Great Wall of China, they have this vibrancy of passion, and it seems that the whole thing is alive, quite very different from the rest of the paintings we have seen. I really think that, if you will, and you collect a piece that is historically significant, yes, the He Tian Fu Di Tu series is most wonderful, but the one that went up to the Great Wall of China and has taken photo with the Great Wall of China is this piece. We have here the peacock, and we see that where did the glory of golden arrows and silver rain come along? Just like here, as if the peacock is blessing it, and then all this gold and silver shines down like golden rays and silver rain. This is what this painting gives to you. Over here, we can see clearly it's called 云化语龙字符, the Chinese words that's different from the He Tian Fu series. Now, this is part of Master Yun's song, the lyrics that he wrote himself. It actually says that from the clouds comes the rain, and from the dragon comes the blessing. Quite apt with the painting that we have here today. Now, since we talk about Silk Road, since we talk about Arab Street, today Arab Street is still a wonderful place that we can see how the East and West come together. And do you know what is one of the main exports or main produced or must-have things if you do travel to Iran, to Persia? And that would be the carpets. Let's go take a look. Well, I was talking about the Silk Road, and I said that if you have a chance to go to Iran, but now people don't actually have to go to Iran. They can't go to Iran anyway.
Because of COVID.
Because of COVID. So you can be here, and here we are today at 52 Arab Street, this Persian carpet gallery. I have with me the director, Mr. Ibrahim. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Before Mr. Ibrahim teaches us about carpets, he's the expert on these Persian carpets and rugs. The first thing he taught me is how to sit like this. Apparently, this is the very polite way of how, even in Iran, they sit like this.
Yes.
Even in Persia, they do this. Okay, you see, Japanese do this as well.
Yes.
There's quite similarity, yeah. Yeah. Right, okay. Well, I was saying just now that, the Silk Road, and there are some of Master Yun's paintings that are actually painted on silk. But we know that actually Persian carpets, they are some of the most famous carpets in the entire world.
Yes.
And they can also be made of silk. Am I
They
right?
are in silk. They are silk.
They are silk?
Yes.
Can
from
we
city of Qom.
From city of Qom?
Yes.
And you have them?
Okay, I have them here.
Can we take a look? Yeah.
Yes, please.
So this is from the city of Qom. It doesn't look heavy. It's actually, it seems very light because it's pure silk.
Yes.
Silk. Oh.
Because it's thin, it's not heavy.
It's very thin.
If they leave it the pile so thicker,
right?
It will be much heavier.
Okay, okay. And this is fully silk. How do you say it? It's called silk on silk.
Silk on silk base.
Because when they weaved it, it's
on the silk. Yes.
On the silk.
Foundation is silk.
Foundation is silk?
Yes. Silk foundation and silk knots. If you look at the back, these are the knottage of the rug. You can see. They are made on the silk.
I see. And I have many clients who, when I go to their house, I see that sometimes they have carpet.
Yes.
But I think they are not really exposed, or they understand what's going. They don't understand what's going on.
Yes.
This we have with us is silk on silk, but it's also handmade.
Handmade.
What is the difference between handmade and machine-made carpets?
You go with the handmade and machine-made. First is material.
Material.
Material, and handmade is real, machine-made is artificial.
Right.
And handmade, you have a real silk, and machine-made is polyester.
Okay.
And handmade is real wool, and machine-made is the artificial. It's mostly viscose.
Well, it's just
and other.
Totally artificial.
Totally artificial.
How much would a piece like this go for?
This one around 6,500.
6,500.
Yes.
And you can keep for a very, very long time.
Yes.
Oh my God, okay.
And there is a signature for that here.
There's a signature here, okay.
It's a sign. It's the name of the city and the name of the weaver who make.
The artists who make this,
Artists,
and
yes.
the city, which is the
Yes.
Qom is there.
Qom city.
Wow.
Have others.
So here at 52 Arab Street, you really have you're quite the source of this
Yes.
Persian carpet in Singapore.
Sure. Yes.
Wow. Okay, let's take a look at another choice. This is beautiful. This is my
That's
lucky color. This is blue. Yeah.
This is with
Oh,
some
okay.
very colorful.
Okay. This is unique.
Unique.
It has. This is also silk on
Also
silk,
silk on silk.
and also Qom.
Again with the signature from Qom.
So
Another master weaver.
Right. So usually when they open a carpet, of course, if it's silk on silk, it's from Qom, this city.
Yes.
How do you spell it? Qom.
Yes.
And we will see the signature that is here that says the city and the artist weaver's name.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Yes. And you can feel it. It's actually very soft.
You can feel this.
I'm not sure whether you can catch it on camera because actually if the light reflects, you can see the sheen. It reflects. There's a certain
Yes, if you bring it
gradient to
down,
it.
It will be dark. You lift it up, it will be light.
So what we know so far is that, okay, the material, if it's silk on silk, then it's definitely more valuable.
Yes.
And second is that
Number of knots.
Ibrahim came talking about number of knots. I'm guessing it's that in one area, how many lines, how many weaves it does, the tighter it gets, the
It's
better
fine,
the material. Am I right?
No,
the tighter it gets, the more fine it
more
is.
fine it is.
And therefore, when you feel it, it's much softer.
Yes.
If someone is looking for something that's bigger, if it's not silk on silk, what other kind of Persian carpets are there?
They
are
can
like,
use wool and silk or wool and cotton.
Okay, so the more we hear, the more we see that actually the two kinds of materials go into it. Probably we can explain it
I
with
teach you
this.
on this loom how they make carpet.
Okay, this is the loom.
This is the loom as a sample.
As a sample,
Yes.
yeah.
They put the base.
This is the base.
This is the base foundation.
Right.
And this particular is a cotton foundation.
Okay.
And material here is only wool. Then carpet comes wool on cotton.
Oh, so this is a wool on cotton.
Yes.
And actually you can have it wool on silk.
You can have wool on silk or you can have wool on wool.
Wool on wool.
Wool on wool, it become like the small rag. For example,
this is wool on wool.
this one.
Okay.
This is wool on wool.
Okay.
This is the wool on wool carpet. For example, this rug here is wool on wool.
Wool on wool.
We call tribal.
Tribal.
These are tribal carpet made in countryside.
Oh, countryside.
Countryside carpet.
Right, right.
But something like the Qom carpet, the silk one, is made in city.
Made in city.
The people in countryside, they don't use that
this material to use.
First is cost, and second, the knowledge, and they.
Right, because to use silk and silk on silk, I suppose will take a lot of cost. Second.
Take 1 year to make it.
And take 1 year.
And should give it some good expert weaver must use that material to do not spoil the design.
Correct. So you see with all the carpet we can have wool on wool and silk, wool and cotton and silk depending on how they weave it. But when it comes to the top tier, top of the top,
the silk on silk.
It's the silk on silk. And this is silk on silk. It's really the epitome, the top grade of how Persian carpets are supposed to be. And Persian carpets are really some of the best carpets in the whole world. Am I right?
They are the best.
Okay. Wow.
Okay. I show one special piece.
Special piece?
A special piece.
You want to show us a special piece?
A special piece.
Okay.
This
a bit scared, but okay. Okay.
This one, and the design is a special.
I see.
Something different. It's related between the Persia, which is Iran, and China.
I was just talking to them about the long history of Persia
this is
and
history.
China. Right.
This design is unique, special, is because see here we have a king crown.
The crown?
Crown.
Is this a like a reflective thing?
Yes.
Because here
half is the
half. So it's quite the
like
repeating
this.
design.
We can do it like
yeah.
this.
Oh, okay. Here we see the crown and the lion is a symbol of the Persian Empire.
Yes.
Yeah.
The lion, which you have it in China as well.
Yes. Yeah.
Then you can see these buildings, which is, for example, here. These are all related to the Persian Empire.
Right.
Kingdom, the history.
Okay.
And these are the group of the people and kingdom which has made the Silk Road between Persia and China.
Right. We will. Today is really
2,500 years.
A whole Silk Road thing. Okay. So this carpet somehow.
The history of this is for the kingdom which make the Silk Road.
Right, okay, so the connection of the Chinese civilization back then, long ago, anyways, 2,000 plus years ago, and the Persian Empire, they were connected through the Silk Road, which have commerce and cultural exchange. And this is the carpet that actually brings out the kings and the people and the places that made this possible.
And you see here, these colors, this close like to the Chinese art.
Yes, yes, yes. So the interaction is really happening on this piece of silk on silk again.
Yes.
Silk on silk.
Pure silk.
So actually, if you come by this place, you'll see that he has a lot more of stuff, a lot more. And I think you can spend a good day here to actually explore and learn about the carpets and get some good ones for your house. Do you know that Singaporeans, when they do their house, they like to do the floors?
Yes.
And spend a lot of money. It's not that it's
With the
bad,
tile,
but I was just thinking that actually, you know, maybe they get a wool on silk, they get a wool on cotton or wool or something. It's a big piece and it's a great piece, and they can just get the entire flooring done. Am I right?
Yes.
So that would be a way, and I always tell my clients that, you know, some people, they move house. If they move house, they do the flooring, they can't bring it away. But with a great piece of carpet, you can bring the carpet away.
It can last for them.
It can last for a long
50,
time.
60, 80 years.
In fact, some people, when they migrate, they don't bring a lot of things.
Yes.
They bring the valuable carpets.
Yeah.
Am I right?
Yes.
Okay.
But before I show the mega piece, I show one wool and silk.
Okay, this is a wool and silk.
Wool and silk.
Okay,
it's
wool and
good
silk.
for your clients to know about
To
this
understand.
as well. Yes.
Okay, a much bigger piece, but this is a wool and silk.
Wool on silk base.
Wool on. This is okay. So the long ones are this part, and this is silk.
Silk.
And
Here is mixture of wool and silk as well.
Oh, okay. So if you are here, you can actually feel it. You might not be able to see it via the camera, but you can feel it, that it feels different from silk on silk. It's still a very wonderful feeling. Here is just not as smooth as silk on silk, but majestic piece.
Yes.
And here is silk.
Silk.
Okay.
This is from city of Nain.
Nain.
Nain is another city which in the
does-
middle of Iran, middle of Persia, use always this material.
Okay. This is a good piece. A big piece, a bigger piece that can fill your floor. And how much is this?
This is around 4,000.
Oh, there's a huge difference. So is it a silk on silk from
Because
comb?
that's half of this.
Oh.
That's half of this. If that one come, this size will be over 10,000.
Okay.
I have
So,
Isfahan.
I mean, if you're looking for sizes then and you're considering amounts, and you can compare what material you want and get the size at the price, you see.
Any range.
But you must get something that is, you know, it must be not machine made. It must be the real stuff, the real material. Because the machine made, it doesn't have rare value. It's not even real.
It's nice to be used, but it doesn't keep the value.
Okay, yeah.
It's nice that much you like it to use.
This
is from Isfahan.
Isfahan.
Yeah, it comes from another city.
And this is...
This particular, here they use this is the cotton, but usually Isfahan has a wool and silk on silk base.
Okay.
Isfahan always base is silk, but this particular.
So it's pretty much that every single city in Iran, it has its own unique characteristics. And they actually now, they don't have to travel all the way to Iran. They just come here to 52 Arab Street and they can see all this.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, I want to show you the mega piece. Okay, since we don't have that.
Oh.
This is the pure
This
silk.
this is a big piece. This is a mega piece. This is a silk on silk. Am I right?
Silk, yes.
You have the name of the weaver.
Yes.
And comb.
Comb, yes.
Comb really is specializing on silk.
Comb is
silk.
comb.
Comb is comb. Okay. Wow.
It's the Rolls Royce of the car.
It has that vibrancy of colors that feels a little bit like Masterion's paintings when it glows into the dark. So this is really smooth, and you know, it's so big. It has that, you look at this. It has that very wavy feel. It doesn't feel dense. So this is truly silk on silk, and the knotting, it's high.
You see here?
It's
very high
fine.
density.
Very fine.
And this is with the tree of life.
This is the tree of life.
Yeah.
Okay. I think something like this, let's imagine you have Masterion's painting on the wall, one of the finest paintings, and then you have this kind of carpet, silk on silk comb carpet on the floor of your living room or of your dining hall or of your bedroom. Then you really have the best of the both worlds on the wall and on the floor. That is the ultimate. This is very nice. And such a big piece, silk on silk. How much is this going for? About?
This particular goes for 40,000.
40,000.
For this work, for this artist.
For this artist.
It can be similar design, but not origin. They can be like half price.
I see.
It's very important to get the origin or the copy. or
I see.
not
So
famous
because
weaver.
the design is also original.
Yes.
Okay.
It can be some another weaver, they come, they try to make
They try to
this-
copy.
copy it.
Yeah.
And they use a cheaper silk,
Okay.
and the number of knots will be different, technique of knots will be different. They produce it in the other city,
I see.
and it will be cheap.
Okay, I think the best thing for you to know if you just can remember a few things is that first, if you can go for silk on silk, I think it's amazing. But if not, the other like silk or wool, and they will be also a great choice depending on the size that you want. But you must really get the ones that are natural ones, and this is something that is really awesome. But if you don't know the rest of the things, you must come to 52 Arab Street to speak to Ibrahim.
Yes.
Because he is the expert, and then he will let you know it's like what the size of the place that you want to cover, what is it that you're after, what kind of material, what kind of price, and I'm sure Ibrahim would give you excellent advice.
Sure.
Thank you, Ibrahim.
Thank you.
Well, we have seen today the magnificent carpets from the Persian Carpet Gallery here at 52 Arab Street. It's really something that is a crown jewel of the Persian culture. And as I was saying just now, you should have great Persian carpet on your floors, and of course Master Yun's Feng Shui art on your walls. Something on your wall, something on your floor, and then after that you can dare to say that you are just like this calligraphy and what it writes. This is 鹤立鸡群. You are the victorious crane that's above the rest because you have the best things on both the floor and the wall. But of course, I think there's a deeper connection to it. And that is that these two cultures coming together, the whole tapestry, I think it's really something that when you look at the carpet and when you look at the painting, you can really think about the deep historical connection that goes between and goes into the both of them. 鹤立鸡群, Master Yun's calligraphy. Choose to be a victor among all your peers. Cheers. The Art Beyond Museums series and Master Yun Longzi's Feng Shui art are proud to be sponsored by Laurent-Perrier. For 200 over years, Laurent-Perrier has not worked with any other artist before. When you purchase a piece of Feng Shui art exhibited in this Art Beyond Museums series, you will also be getting a complimentary set of 5 different specially selected cuvées of Laurent-Perrier champagne: the La Cuvée, the Cuvée Rosé, Brut Millésimé, Demi-Sec Harmony, and the Cuvée Grand Siècle, so that you can enjoy the taste of elegance while basking in the prosperity of Master Yun's Feng Shui paintings and calligraphies. Cheers to prosperity and elegance.